Hello and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon, where we are looking at the latest additions to this, odd watercolored world, also known as Venus Ponds. Yeah, we have added the single rail coasters, and it turns out that they are not that bad. And what we did last time is basically we left with ticking on the synchronized station butons on both of them. So the ratings on them aren't even affected yet. Well. What we're gonna see is probably 7, 6.5. Yeah, just my guess, but also. Oh, how good is this, huh? We are creating hallucinations, impossible machinations. We are playing with time and space and void warp itself. If that's a thing. I love it. I really love it. So, yeah, we're doing good. And I think that, in terms of money, we don't really have it that great, but we do have quite a few rides that we can build. Like this one and this one is pretty good. And we can also still build this one, which is also really good. And we're researching like more thrill rides. So that's also pretty good. In terms of gentle rides, it's a little bit less good, but what we have is at least this to build. And then maybe we should think about doing a transport ride. I mean, I don't mind doing a transport ride. It's just that they are a bit expensive to build, and we haven't exactly left ourselves with that much room. So you know what? Maybe we will not do a transport ride. I mean, I don't feel like I definitely need or want one. So yeah, we might change it up a little bit. If we don't do that though, then we're kind of running out of gentle rides. Now, we get a 3D cinema. I think we should switch gears with the eggheads to gentle rides. Just to balance out our ride portfolio. And also, how are we for coasters? I mean, this is what we built last, so that's ticked off. We have this, we have this. That means that it's either this really expensive one, this less expensive one. Still, it's not that cheap. I also believe that this cannot really go that high, so maybe this is better used for like compact tractors. Oh, this is rather good though to have, because this can also be made like really great without having to add that much track length. If we can just weave in quite a few special track pieces, and that's rather easy to do, more easy than you'd think, then we can have like a truly great coaster. We could do like 2 of them over here, for example. That's not that difficult to pull off. And we can get away with like 6,000 game euro bucks, which is more or less what we will be making each month. I mean, how is this coaster doing, the ozone packer? It is certainly contributing, so, okay. We'll consider that. I think what we should do is maybe add like a few more named guests to the park. Guest 1412 with 50 game euro bucks. You will be, why don't we call you DS Boy? There. And then put the infos on. Now there's quite a few leaving, but there should also be a few entering the park. I believe you, yeah, you are entering the park. Very good. Let's call you Nico DT. And there, save it. And how is your... Yeah, just average, but it should be fine, you know. It should survive like the first rides. And I guess those are the only 2 coming into the park right now. So, welcome to the park, both of you. Now, I was about to say, like, wait, where did all the scenery go? But if you turn it off, then of course you don't see it. Now over here, this is a bit of an area, right? We have a bit of space to fill up and rides to connect over here. Now, as it stands, currently there's only coasters on this stretch. So I feel like a gentle ride would be good, but we only have one, which is this. So we'll build that. But I also want like a thrill ride over here, because we only have like one gentle ride connecting here, and that's all. So a thrill ride would not be amiss. Now, we have only the tower to build. And I kind of feel like I want to utilize this area, because this we can place anything we want. Over here we can place only a few things that are low enough. And I feel like the tower might fit. Let us see what will happen if we terraform a little bit. So, doesn't need to be much. There. And then say this. It works, nice. And that should really add to the ratings of the of this coaster. The Kappa modificator. Look, that's already 6.5. This is 7 point. Nice. So it was basically exactly as I said. What's new, right? Oh, and now you're gonna whine about that, and there, and there. So now it's not good anywhere, basically. Okay, well, thanks, game. That's alright though, we'll survive. And then all this over there. So let's get the path thing here sorted, because obviously that needs a little bit of work. Wait. I can't even see like where we should terraform here. I guess the only way we can get out of this is by following the terrain. And obviously we could also go into the underground, but I don't really see why we should do that for like the path here, right? Now that does connect it. I think we should go with that. Nice, look, and it does seem to me that the guests can return to the station with their jet ski. Oh, nice. Nice, so the jet ski is a success. Oh, it's so good. Man, do I love those jet skis. They are just the most amazing thing ever. Right, now, this tower is of course, you know, like we can give this like a true space name. So that's what we should do. But before we do that, we're gonna charge $4, not 5. Because this tower will most likely stay at that price rate like forever. Because this is another one of those like really good rides. So, do we need more handy dudes for the amount of rides that we have? Maybe once we start building over there. Not for now, but what we do want is... Oh wow, this is covered? Everything, this whole thing is covered? Nice. Okay, so we don't need anything here. Let's give this like a cool fancy name then. I think that we should call this well, why don't we call this the unmatter reparticulator. There are a lot of haters and things in this fact, I have to admit. But yeah, you know, this sounds very futuristic like, right? You know, as if you're basically talking future language. Now, let's not go with the blue. Let's go with the bright yellow on that, and then kind of want black for the supports. Yes. And then this will have... Ooh, that looks really good. The dark orange and red. I love it. Alright, the unmeta replicator, guys, is now a fact of our park. Furthermore, we shall also add this. And I think that over here, we could also add it over here, because we're probably not going to build anything else here. But the problem here is that we have this green track. And I don't see us building above it. Because then we need to lift it up like twice. So we're gonna build it like over here. Let's see. If we have the queue there, and this is the line of tiles we need to be on. Is that true? Just let me check. This is, yeah, this is definitely the line. Actually, yeah, no, this is the line of tunnels that we want to be on. And we can go below that, so that's actually good. Well, in that case, we also don't really need that long. I mean, I guess this is good enough as is. The good practice thing, you know, that I always talk about, definitely also gonna happen, you know. It's not the best to connect up the exit like straight away there, but we'll see if we can do it any better. Okay, I've seen, and I've come to the conclusion that we cannot. So now it's just a matter of getting this together. Now, hold D is. Are we gonna do this? I mean, I don't know. Let's not. I think that's not really what I want for this. But this is definitely something that we can do. Now, just hold your horses. I say we're not gonna do that. But how are we gonna? The only real option that we have here is. Let's pause it here for a moment, because now we need to plan everything out carefully. We are at height 15. We are able to pass this. Let me just see this. Wow. Seems to be no limit to this. You don't say. Really now? Well, that's very interesting, to say the least. Now, let me guess, hold D was the other way around, right? Yeah. So, right now, there is a bit of walking to do. But then we can do hold B. And then basically say, okay, we also like hold D to be there. It is kind of cool to go around this coaster with a miniature golf, if you ask me. Shall we do the same hold twice? And let's see why not. Repetition is power, or whatever the saying is. And then let's slip in a hole in between. Then go back. I think this is the best course of action. Hole C. Another hole. Really cool. And let's see if we can add some scenery over here in a moment. That would definitely help, I feel. So, well, I mean, obviously we need to open stuff up and price it accordingly. I'm not entirely sure about the pricing on this one, so I'm gonna stick it low for an opening ride. To be on the safe side, basically. Also, I'm just looking at the queues of like all our other rides. Yep, doing pretty good. That's all I can say, you know. I see peeps waiting everywhere. I see loads of guests coming to the park. They're also leaving at a rapid pace, but you know, so far we're doing good. We're gonna plant trees here. I feel like we're gonna stay in style with the alien world, which that makes it rather easy for us, as all we need to do is plant trees with flesh-eating mouths on it. It's a bit of an odd combination. I thought that these would be like the big flower types, you know, that is, it comes with the jungle style theming, but no. Well, you know what we could do? If we open this up, let's go to scenery, because I do feel like maybe what we should do is add like 2 houses there. And then do a bit of this. I mean, we don't need much here. You know, it's just to add a little bit to the track ratings, basically. Okay, so apparently there's stuff in the way there. That's good. Alright, nice. Okay, let's see how we're gonna name this. And just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, look, our finances are getting back up to the point of what it was. So I'm definitely not worried. As for this miniature golf, can we call this the can we call this the Galactiwarp Gateway? Yeah, it's a bit of a fancy name for what is effectively just a miniature golf. I have to admit, you know, that it's not the most exciting ride for such a cool name, but I'll take it. Now, as for like the park, you know what we totally forgot to do? Is we totally forgot to do a vandalism check. I only now realize. Oh, and it looks really bad over here too. It looks really bad. How is it that this is not being done? Is that because you are just walking up and down in the wrong area? It's probably that. But you don't need to, because this is all covered by other handy dudes. That you do need. Please just stick yourself only to the exits. Would ya? Thanks. Right, we seem to be lucky with the amount of vandalism. Like, in the sense that, like, what vandalism? I expected more. Let's preemptively hire a guard, maybe? Our staff wages are, like, not that cheap, though. It's almost like 800 a month already for our staff. It's really not that cheap. It's not like we have that many staff, though. 2 entertainers. We need a guide. That also makes us eligible or whatever for prizes for the staff. You know, like have the best staff award and stuff like that. So, but what I also see is that it's pretty crowded in the park, and maybe what we can do is open up a new section of the park. Now that we have a new ride and all, which does need coloring, I am aware, and we will color it. Don't have ratings yet, alright. Let's color this. Let's give this a... Oh, and you know what? We can also do space music here. Yay! What are we gonna color this? We can do real fancy here. And then do like that, for example. That. And the paths are brown. We make these green. It looks a bit too fancy to my taste. It looks rather fancy. I don't know. I mean, no. Better? Kinda like this, if I'm honest. I think this looks good. We're gonna go with this. Alright, Galactiwarp Gateway is now a thing. No, but like I said, I think we should expand the path all the way over here. So basically, just move into this area here. Now, we could do two things here with the path. Or we're gonna touch the water, but that would close off the water for any future boat hire type of rides, which I kind of do want to utilize if we get them. Do we get them is the question. Do we have them already? No, it's only the jet skis. So right now, yeah, let's go with the path expansion. So, and that means, what? I thought I was building here. I swear I was. Right, so that should go up here right now. Just gonna hug the terrain, not gonna do too many fancy things. And then basically see that we more or less meet up on this hill. Okay, that's not gonna happen like that, but there. Done. Nice. Okay. Well, I guess we just need to speed interiorify this. Benches, I choose you. I release you from your tycoon ball. No, wait, no, that's another game. Let's see. that, like that. Yeah, no, it's alright. Alright, time to get the stuff out. Now that there's nothing here, I feel like we're good enough to just do with one. Oh, nice! Look at how this all lines up. I feel like because there's nothing there, this one handy dude will be able to cover it. We are gonna need one more mechanic with this big of an area of the park opened up. In addition, definitely need an extra mechanic dude. Also, this is really hilly. I feel like maybe we should utilize this terrain for our future coaster that we're gonna build, which we are gonna build over here and connect up here. But I feel like utilizing this terrain to dive into the underground and do something cool. It's not like the underground is that full. We have plenty of room to do whatever we want, basically. Well, not bad, 5.25. I think I made a good choice here regarding the pricing. You know, with the $4. I think we can charge it indefinitely till we do lower our pricing yet again. So, can we lower it? It's only June, but we definitely need more money to do that. I think what we also need is a few shops and stalls over here, because this new area is currently completely barren of anything. So, let us get like a section here. Yes, and maybe also, I think this is also a good call. I mean, it's only like, what did we choose even in terms of coloring? We went with blue, let's also do blue here, but let's do light blue. There, open it up. It's only one straight walk right up to this one, but some of the guests might not walk like that, so I think it's good to do this. Yeah, that's probably the best. Now, thinking about that, we need at least drinks. We will get the cotton apple candy thing. You know, this the cherry with the stick. And I can't imagine that a candy apple being like true candy. In the end, it is fruit, right? It's healthy. Anyway, we got that covered. Do we need something over here? We have stuff there, we have stuff here. Maybe later on, once we research shops and stalls, and we're gonna do that in like September of this year. We're probably gonna do that in year 3 as well, so we have like 2 new shops and stalls. And whatever they will be, we will place those in between. That will give us the best coverage, and I just hope that at least one of them is a swag shop. But if it isn't, it isn't. We're not gonna force it, because we need the rides more than we need the shops and stalls, really. Yeah, once we build this, we're kind of stuck again in the situation where we do not really have roller coasters to build. We should get... We only got this. We only got that. We do have a bit of flat space over here, though. I do want to build a coaster here, but seeing how we have flat space, maybe we could... We also have it over here, though. Maybe we could do with the cycle railway being here, and then have like a future coaster be lower with the station, and therefore go underneath it or something. I think we can work something out. Should not be too difficult. Regardless, it is time to build this. So, let us get started here and build a custom design. That is gonna live right over here. Here, yes. Now, it is only gonna feature one train. Therefore, the station does not need to be that long. How long is your maximum height? Okay, so if I do one train, is that going to increase anything? No. And is that going to help anything? It says still, you know, it has one train, so I guess it's still good. So, nice. Now, I'm curious, and there's only continuous circus mode. That's a bit of a bummer, though. I thought that this would have the powered launch mode. Seeing how it doesn't, we'll have to improvise accordingly. Not that that's really going to be any challenge, but Is that long enough? I feel like it isn't. So let's elongate this a little. Yeah, that's long enough. And then let's remove that, and just basically we're just shadowing the thing here. Yep, that looks good. Long enough to place plenty of benches to make sure that everybody will be able to sit and leave their nauseous experience behind. Preferably not on the footpath. Alright, so now it is time to build this thing. So, first of all, we know that we need to get out there like that. Yeah, we do have the lift piece. Now, there's two ways we can do this. Or we go up really high. Well, not really high, but at least a little bit higher, like this. I think that's more than enough, really. If we are right now doing something fancy, like an inline twist, with a corkscrew to the other side, well, actually that leaves us closer to the path, which is at height 13 here. I mean, so far, I see this as a positive thing, what we're doing here. I mean, look at this. Let me just test something here for a moment. If we have the money for it to even test it proper. Height 23, height 25. You know what that means in theory? I do. Alright, photo section. It means this is a thing that can happen. I don't like going over there, but that leads to more trouble than it's worth, probably. Unless what we can achieve is going into the underground, like over here. And then doing something cool with like a half loop or something, and then a loop, and then basically returning back towards the station. We can pull something like that off. That's pretty decent. Like I said, you don't need this coaster to be ultra long or anything. No, that's not gonna work out. So maybe we did just need a few straight pieces. No, we do want like a curve down. It's not gonna happen like that. Alright, so what if we instead do a bit of going upping? Not too much. Now we should be able to go into the underground with this. To me, it seems pretty good. Right. Okay, we have a coaster. That's what we will build next. I want more gentle rides because we're kind of out on gentle rides, and we have a few thrill rides, namely being the water rides that we have, like the log fume, and also the raft thing and the water coaster. So now, in terms of special track pieces, what can we really do? I mean, if we do a corkscrew, it's basically us going downwards. And we will have pace from height 23. So, ideally, what we do... And there's no looping it like this. So, ideally, what we'd do is we do nothing basically. Really interesting. Yay. Wait. So what if we just go down even further a little? Then say straight. And then go up steep. And then like that. And then, can I do a half loop? No, because that's like too steep to pull off. But we can do a corkscrew. Or, this would be even cooler if we can do this. Let's check with the half loop how high it goes. Ooh. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a little bit too high. So, that's a no. But maybe we can pull that off if we don't go that high here. It's gonna make our corkscrew thing like with gigantic speed. We don't have boosters now, do we? No, we don't. I guess that means we'll have to return. We're gonna like a helix down small if we remove the tree. If we were to do a helix down large here, it would require some terraforming. Like, what is the terrain height? It requires quite a lot of terraforming actually. More than I'm willing to do, so that's also a no-no. Helix down large, is that a thing? Can this be a thing? How is the half loop doing? Height 23 as well. That's not gonna cut it. Just so you know, this is not gonna cut it. I want a loop in this coaster, and I will have one. Just so you know. Let me pause it again for a moment, because we need this to be sorted. And quickly. I don't know. So the only real option we have is we can only really do the loop over here. That's kind of what I'm is the conclusion that I'm coming to. Or we do it in the underground. We've already been into the underground. What we could do is go there again. And then do an underground loop. Let's see if we can pull that off. If that isn't gonna work, then we'll basically have to cease and desist our efforts. I think going in the underground twice is not a bad idea either, to be fair. And then... Can we... No, that's too high, so... What if we say, okay... Something like that. Now that is a bit breakneck. That's a real bit breakneck. Let's add like a tuning piece in there if we need it. Also, like this, we cannot really add any. We can't go through our own loop, and that is of course a prerequisite. So. We do this, then it means that basically we have to do this first. And then do the loop. Which is now, of course, not gonna happen because of the terrain. Great. Now it can probably happen. It can. And so it shall succeed. Yeah, it shall succeed like this. Ooh, it's expensive though. Let's just add a precaution, add brakes over here that go I don't know, 72 kilometers an hour, something like that. This is just to be safe, basically. So there we go. And then when we go up, we should be able to return. Back towards the station. I'm looking at our money, I'm not liking it. Yeah, I'm not liking it that much at all, really. Oh. It's not that good. Yeah. Right. How is our vandalism doing? How is our pricing doing even? Do we need to adjust things? Maybe over here. That's already lowered. This is still not good. Oh no, people are going in. People are going in. Are you a guest? No, you're a handy dude. Alright. I don't know, what is the queue time on these rides? I am curious. I need to know this. 8 minutes. It's a bit high. It's not, you know, it's not too high, though it is getting close. How is the ratings on this? Oh, that's okay-ish. Right. Please be able to get back. Please, please, coaster, please. Don't be too expensive anymore. all I want for you is to get back to the station. Oh. This is this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. All I need is just the one. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. We did it. Right. Let's test this and quickly set this up because we really need this to be sorted ASAP. There. 4 game Eurobucks. And be open. Right. I don't even know if this will make it, so it better make it. I seem to recall that this thing loses speed rather quickly. We can check it though. Well, that seems to be doing alright. I think that loop was a good call to have in there. Ooh, and we have boat hire. We're definitely gonna get that over here in just a moment, you know, but this is like pray that it's not too extreme. It was more expensive than I thought, but I think with our compact track design and all the features that we have, we should be able to pull out good ratings on this. Right. This is all we need to know, really. Oh, look, Gunther is already on this roller coaster. It's not even named. Let's name this, and let's also set this up. How is that? Nice! Oh, perfect. Right. Well, guys, I know that this was a bit too expensive, so we're definitely gonna have to. Oh, and you know what I also didn't really do all that great is leave us room for like its brother. What we can do though, but that is a bit of a trick, and I also don't think it's gonna work with this one, is I was about to say, like, what we can do is do the station in reverse, but then we're gonna hit this coaster there. So, despite its good ratings, we're gonna have to close it and do this like this. What? There. So, yeah. That was not the best move. We opened it prematurely, basically. And also, we're not going to have the exit path here at the end, but we can do brother it up. So, let's name this. And let's name this. I was about to name this Trouble Child, but that's what we're not gonna name it. Now, I think what we should do is, how about, A cool space name. I'm always so bad at those space names. Maybe we can make this like a maybe like a I don't know. Right, okay, you know what? This is gonna be like the most unoriginal name ever, but this is gonna be like the shuttle. Now, why don't we call this the Lunar Shuttle? There. Really original. At least somewhat space-like, I hope. You know what? Because it's lunar, we can do this for the track coloring. And then that. No. No, not gonna happen. We can do blue. Yeah, let's do blue. And I actually like this, but you know the thing. I will color this though in between videos because I just looked at the time and I see that we're well over it. So yeah, I say join me next time when we're gonna have to fix this maybe mistake that we've made with building this coaster for way too long and way too expensive, and now being a little bit behind on the targets for this park. But like I said, that's gonna happen and more next time when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon.